What we're going to work here is how to solve the equations when there's a few more steps involved. And just to warn you that this step 0 that I'm going to talk about is basically for the questions that are at the top level of difficulty. So the first thing, you want to turn it into a form that you're used to, so you're going to get everything into terms and then simplify and then move the terms, basically separate them, and then simplify again and isolate the variable at the end. And that's going to be by either dividing by the coefficient or multiplying by the reciprocal of the coefficient of the variable if it's a fraction. So let's start. Expand the bracket means remove anything that needs removing. So 3 times 2x is going to be 6x. 3 times the negative 5, negative 15. The 4 doesn't get multiplied by the 3 because it's not part of that bracket. And on the right hand side, it's already expanded completely. But you might have brackets on both sides that need to be worked out. Next, simplify simply means take the same kinds of terms. So I've got one variable term here, 2 constant terms there. Remember that when you see the x by itself, that's understood to be a 1. So 2x and 1x is 3x minus 3. The order of these terms doesn't matter, but just make sure that you get them simplified so that you'll have a maximum of 2 terms on this side and a maximum of 2 terms on that side, one of them constant, one of them variable. Now I need to get the letters together, the variable terms together. Look at the variable terms and figure out which one's going to be the more positive of the 2. That's the side you're going to move it to. So 6x is bigger, so I'm going to move the 3x over to the left. Now, we're not doing this by balancing, we're using that shortcut rule where you're crossing the barrier and anything that goes across that barrier changes sign. So the 6x is going to stay here, the 3x is going to come over to this side, and it's going to become opposite when it comes across, and this negative 11 is going to go to the other side with the negative 3, and that negative 11 is going to wind up positive. So 3x is going to be negative 3x when it crosses the barrier, and negative 11 is going to be positive 11 on the other side. It's all still balanced. It's just a shortcut rule for doing this. Simplify on the third step, which is actually the fourth. 3x equals, and negative 3 plus 11 is 8. Now the last step, isolate the variable, just means divide through by the coefficient on both sides. Now you're going to get some answers that are not going to work out evenly. First, get the answer in fractional form. Reduce if necessary, leave it improper, and then depending on the question, you'll decide whether you need a decimal version of it or not. And we're done. Let's put the box around it. You can check your answer by replacing back in.